So I'm no longer in Vermont. I am back in my little urban farm with Brenner. And a lot has changed in a week. And so I thought I would go through and show how much things have changed just in 1 week. And it probably also is because we got, a week or 2 weeks of rain. So that has helped a lot. Also, I think it's hurt in some places like my squash, but we'll figure out a way to fix that. But anyway, I thought I would go around and start looking at everything that's changed and show you guys around again, give you another tour. So not much has really changed. I'm not really going to highlight herbs and stuff like that, but my lettuce still looks about the same, believe it or not. I'm not sure why that's not growing more, but I probably can start picking that. It looks really awesome. These are the radishes that you guys saw me plant. And I mean, look at, they have grown really, really fast. I mean, I think they were germinating just a few days after they were planted. So those are also coming along. They're probably very close together and I need to thin them, but either way, I think they're looking pretty good and I'm excited about that. Over here is my arugula, which I'm not really sure. I feel like my arugula should be doing more than it is. There's also some other things that have somehow, made their way in here. So I get to do a little bit of processing in here. But I don't know. I thought arugula would get bigger, and I don't know if it needs more sun, less sun. I thought it was getting a lot of sun here, but as you can see, it's kind of shaded right now. So I don't know. Maybe it needs more sun than what it's getting, but it's not growing to the level that I actually thought this would. These aren't very big, and these have been in here a very long time, but I also could probably pick these now, and they're probably good too. So that is the arugula. Over here, you guys have seen these a couple times. We were getting the aphids off of them. I'm happy to report that most of the aphids are gone. Here's one here I just see. Sorry, bye aphid. Most of them are pretty much handled though, so we did a good job getting that underway. These have been seeding and I have not picked their seeds. I haven't, shaken this out or anything. However, the ones that were down on the ground have already started sprouting. So I may just go ahead and sprinkle them in there now. I thought I should wait. I didn't want them to, go through the heat of the summer. And sometimes, if I don't stay on top of this and they don't get watered, these little guys die. I want them to survive. I want to make sure I can propagate this and have some more onions grow. I've had these for like 2 years. These have been like this, and I've never really tried to propagate them further. So this might be the year for that. I'm starting to lose my sunlight, but check this out. That's my squash and zucchini. Holy hell, that's huge. So I need to come in here and definitely do some trimming. We've got lots of flowers, lots of fruit. That you'll see over there, there is a little blossom end rot happening there. So I've got to find out why that's happening. But this is coming along. It seems like the measures that I've taken to bug proof these from the squash borers, that seems to be working, and I couldn't be happier right now. So here's to that, and hopefully this all will keep coming along, and I'll have a good season. I do have to do a little bit of trimming. They're spilling over onto the peppers here, which these guys, I don't know. I think I told you guys, I've never had luck with these pimento peppers, and I just don't ever know what to do with them. They do this. These are really not much bigger than when I bought them. They're looking quite sad, where the rest of them are a lot bigger, though I'm noticing there is something that came through and munched on some of these, so I'm a little nervous about that, and I get to be on the lookout for what might be causing that kind of damage. Sometimes that's a hornworm, which you guys have heard me talk about those. They're the worst. I don't see any in here, but we get to be extra vigilant and looking and seeing what could be here. But anyway, you'll see my poor peppers are getting blocked out by these leaves. So I'm gonna come through here and probably trim some of these lower hanging leaves just so these can get some of the light again, because I don't want them, you know, look at this guy. He's dying, so that doesn't make me happy, and I don't know if trimming will even help him. He may be gone, but I don't think I'm gonna buy those again. I don't know why the pimentos just don't work. 2 years I've tried them and no luck. Peppers are doing great. We've got, these are the ones that have been here. They say that these are supposed to turn red, so I've left them to turn red, and so far they're not turning red. Looks like we got our first wax pepper or banana pepper. Here's another one of these back here. So yeah, these are doing well. These salsa peppers, whatever they are, they're doing really well. And of course the banana peppers I usually don't have issues with, so those are doing great. Jalapenos looking a little sad. I don't know what their deal is. We're gonna have to do a little work on those to get them back to a healthy state of mind, because they don't look happy right now. So the nasturtiums that we planted, I have one. Well, I have two. There's one in another pot, but if you remember, I planted a seed every 3 inches, and out of all of them, I got one. So, oh wait, that might be one. That might be one. Okay, there's hope. There's hope after all. Maybe they're slow. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I thought these would all be sprouting, and I had one, and I was like, one? Why? What is going on? We'll keep an eye on this, and I hope nothing got in here and like ate the seeds. These darn pill bugs, you can see that I still have some of those around. Look at that guy. Ugh. There's one over here crawling too. Little jerks. The biggest surprise was probably these beans. They are massive. I don't know, they're probably between 3 and 4 feet tall. I think it is safe to say that these are not the pole climbing variety that I thought they were. However, I think it's probably still good that I have this here because they've grown so tall. So I'm just weaving the leaves in, you know, to give it a little extra support, and this should hold them up. I don't know why these have grown up so tall. And then I also, because believe it or not, the ones that I transplanted that I pulled out, they're over here. You know, I pulled them out because of the close spacing, and I thought, well, let me just stick them in the ground and see what they do. They're growing, you know, they're growing and they're healthy, but they're not even most of them a foot tall. So I don't know what the difference is. I don't know if it's a lighting issue that these aren't getting quite as much light. Not sure. But they look good, so there's that. The cucumbers you see are insane. So I pulled a lot of them up this morning. They were all over the bed. They were covering the okra. I think I'm realizing that the okra may struggle a little bit in between these two tall plants. And you know, okra usually gets really super tall, so I was very shocked it's not getting taller than what it is. And I hope that this doesn't end up hindering it. So we're going to say a little prayer for them that they pull through. I knew I had a lot of them in there to begin with, but, you know, I didn't think that they were going to get so blocked like this. But, yeah, the cucumbers, look at them, man. So there's buds everywhere. There's, you know, there's even some little baby ones coming, and everything looks really good and healthy here. I don't see a whole lot of bug damage. Our pill bug problem, now I did spray the outside of this and down into this crevice with like a commercial bug repellent. I didn't spray it on my plants because that's, you know, you don't want to do that. You don't want that on your plants. But everything looks pretty good. Oops, leaf in the way. Just checking out the bottoms of the plants, making sure everybody looks good. So yeah, this little trap that I bought seems to be catching a lot of stuff. I don't know that it's catching many cucumber beetles. There is a lot of a certain type of beetle on there, but they're not cucumber beetles. There is right there, that guy right there is a borer moth though. So it did catch one of those. I'm glad it got him. And I'm glad there's nothing else on there that is like, you know, a butterfly or anything like that. You know, I'm glad it's not affecting the pollinators. I would hate that. Here's the herbs. They're looking great. This pineapple sage is growing huge. I don't even know what to do with pineapple sage. I just hadn't seen it and I bought it. So it's looking really good. The rosemary's looking really good. I'm gonna have to trim whatever these plants are back there. I actually asked my landlord's son, he came over earlier to talk to me about chickens, and I said, do you even know what these are? And he's like, I couldn't even tell you. So he doesn't know either. I probably could get my plant identifier out and figure it out, but I haven't yet. Here's our strawberries that I still get to create a cage for. And you'll see they're little, but it's their first year. But that's a decent sized strawberry. I mean, I'll be honest, I think that's a better size than I thought I was gonna get for first year. And they taste so good right out of the garden. Oh my gosh, they're so good. This one's looking a little sad, but I probably could do a whole video on these, but these are the runners that they send off. This is how these little guys multiply. So what'll probably happen, and by next year, my hope is that this entire bed will be covered with strawberries. But see, they each have these coming off. They've got the little babies right there. Those end up rooting, and then you can cut, you know, you can cut these once those root. But that's how they multiply, and you get more strawberry plants. So that's pretty exciting for me. Eggplant is looking fantastic. It had a slow start. It made me a little nervous for a little while. I didn't know if it was going to do much, and it seems to be making a full comeback, so I'm really happy about that. The tomatoes, holy moly, the tomatoes. They have really grown. These are the cherry 100s here. I did not expect those to be the bigger plant, and they are just booming. So I hope that doesn't block any light in the sun, or light in the morning. So far, so good. I mean, they're in a little bit of a shade now, but they get most sun most of the day. I do have a little sadness going on here, so I get to do some watering. I think he just needs to be watered. We had a couple days of no water, so I'm gonna go ahead and get him done. But look at this. Here they come. We've got fruit. Some cherries. Cherry tomatoes. Some Romas. Yeah, they're coming. Makes me very excited. This is when everything is very exciting, because you're like, oh God, there's babies. There's babies. All the baby fruits and vegetables. All the babies. Over here, I do have another nasturtium, so there's hope for at least one more. I'm hoping more pop up. Now here, I do have, what I did is, with tomatoes, I haven't shown you guys this process yet, but with tomatoes, you cut off what are called the suckers. The suckers are kind of like the armpits. How do I describe this? They're the little growths that happen in the armpits of the plant. And you can actually pick them off, and a lot of times they'll root. Well, I've never tried it, so I thought I would see. Look at this. These are great. They're small, but I've got now a couple plants. I just wanted to try it and see if it worked, and it totally did. So I guess I'm going to go buy a couple more pots for these. I was going to give them to a friend, but he said that he doesn't have any more room on his patio. So that's all right. I'll just get a couple pots, and that's just another couple more tomato plants. And if something happens to any of mine, I can just replace them and pop those in. These are the yellow tomatoes, the little yellow pear tomatoes. They still look a little bit small. I may get a little fertilizer on them, because I'm getting a little nervous. Well, they're bigger than they were for sure. I think, you know, before I left, they maybe were half that, so they probably are getting their growth spurt. It just always makes me nervous when I see them there at that stage, and then those at that stage. You know, that's a big difference. So hopefully those will catch up. The basil is looking fantastic. I was worried about it. If you remember, we picked off all the kind of blackening leaves, and there's still some hiding in here. I also gave it some coffee grounds to give them a little nitrogen in case that was the problem, and they seem to be doing well. I just picked off some of the flower heads a little while ago. I could have done that on camera with you, I suppose, but this one had a couple of flower heads and I picked them off. You do that so that the plant will bush out, and you do that all summer long. All summer long they'll get those, and you pinch them off and you pinch them off. You can sort of see here where there was one. You know, usually it's a little bulbous head and you just do that. Pull it off. So those are doing pretty good. I actually got a couple additional plants from a site online that they were giving them away for free. I was worried about mine, so I got the free ones just in case, and now I just might have additional, so that's cool. I'm always happy to have additional. These are the walking onions that we planted. These, you know, these just got planted, so they're fine. Although look at, maybe that, there's already some little growth in there. You see that? So I don't know if that came off one of the bulbs that we put down in there, or if that was already there. It's hard to know for sure, I guess, but that's all right. We'll take it. I like seeing the growth. Over here, raspberries. These still don't look very large and in charge. I don't know if they ever will do anything more than that. I swear to God. I've had them 3 years, and that's all they've ever done. I thought putting them in a bed they'd get bigger. I'm not seeing that yet. They did have some red leaves on them, but now not so much. Maybe those were the new leaves, and that's how they come out. I don't know. Blueberries are looking good. I was worried because they weren't changing. They just sat there and sat there and sat there, and now we're getting the turn. So, and usually this means pick them now because the birds will get them otherwise. This one still is kind of meager looking. He's the one that had to make the comeback, but he's doing okay. This one here is a different variety, I think, and these are not turning yet. These are kind of pinky in nature right now, and I'm not sure why. Oh, we're gonna have to do a little research on what this is too. I don't know why those are browning, but yeah, the blueberries are coming along. And this was the guy that I transplanted. He's you know, small, but he's doing okay. That's all right. We just want him to get established, and he can come back next year. And I think that's it for now. My healing garden. You know, these are all of my healing things. This is wormwood. And that there, I can't remember if this is the tansy. I think this is the tansy, and that might be foxglove. This is St. John's wort down here. And if I skitter around to the other side, that is soapwort. This is lamb's ear. You can actually use these for clogging up wounds. They're hairy, so like if you're bleeding, you can put that on as like a bandage. And over here is yarrow, and it's starting to flower. So that is always exciting to see, especially since this was the bed that got mowed down. In fact, now I'm looking at it going, shit, maybe I need to trim it. I did not expect that one to get so tall. So there you go. There's our garden tour, and I'm feeling good. I was nervous being away a week, but everything looks pretty good. Peppers, we got to figure out a few things, and I think we're in a good place.